we are going off to France, where authorities have arrested a duo involved in the Platypus exploit. The flash loan exploit drained the protocol of more than $9 million and knocked Platypus USD off its peg. Now the two people accused of carrying it out are in custody. Will, I am going to toss this one off to you. I believe the exploit happened on the 16th of February, and so I was quite surprised at how fast the authorities were able to find these two. What did you think when you read the story?
This is a crazy story because this first flash loan attack, or the first big one to ever happen in DeFi, actually happened 3 years ago this week at ETH Denver in 2020. So it's a weird callback for this to occur at the same time during ETH Denver here in February. So this story itself, I think, to your point, Jen, it's sort of not striking to me that they were actually able to get them that fast, because if you don't cover yourself, you can be found really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is that your computer does tell you and tells other people where you are on the earth. And if you are stealing money from somebody else, well, the cops can come get you. This is indeed the internet age, and they will just track you down pretty quickly. That being said, it is cool to see, this was tweeted out. This was all out there in the public. They're able to recover funds. And cops, they're getting into the digital age, right? They know how this stuff works now more than ever. They're quite aware of it. I think we're going to see more and more stories like this. The one thing that's interesting to me, the tidbit out of here, I think the poll, is flash loans. And are flash loan attacks actually an attack on a financial system? And are those people who are instigating these flash loan attacks going to be prosecuted as if they're attacking a financial product, as if they're hacking it? If you look at how these code bases work and how flash loans actually work, it's more of a manipulation of the parameters of a protocol and less so a drainage of funds from the protocol itself. It's because the thing was engineered incorrectly and someone figured out how to play the game better than other people. So far, we've seen a lot of prosecutors and judges not really care that that's a fact. They just care that people lost money. But if you really talk to someone who's maybe on the more conservative side of things in terms of DeFi or Bitcoin, they'd probably tell you that if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I'm going to throw this one up to Wendy and get your take on it.
I'm just happy to see that they actually caught people that did bad things, because we hear all of this in the crypto space. This person's a scammer, this person's a scammer. But in reality, are they really scamming? This particular case sounds like these people were actual scammers. I haven't been able to look at the evidence to determine that or not. But again, we do have bad actors in the industry, and it's good to see those that are actually doing bad things be held accountable. And shout out to the law enforcement that was able to get these guys so fast. Hopefully there will be no more exploits from them in the near future. Jen?
Yeah, I just want to add that Platypus tweeted and thanked Binance and Zach XBT, who's a digital sleuth, for helping identify the attacker. I thought it was really interesting that Binance's name is in there, given what Binance has been what's been going on with Binance when it comes to regulators. And, on one side, they're assisting regulators. On the other side, the regulators are coming for them. And I feel like Binance is really starting to create a name for themselves as the exchange that is willing to work with regulators so that they can continue to hold on to that top spot. Christy, what do you think?
Well, I think the one thing that kind of stood out to me, and Will sort of touched on, was the fact that the attack, it was a flash loan attack, but which in itself, flash loans are not, illegal, so to speak. They're a legit trading strategy. But this particular attack used a logic error within USP smart contracts, which continually checks for solvency. So there was actually a coding error that was in the Platypus platform. Oh, say that 10 times fast. So this is a problem with a lot of these, I kind of was like, oh yeah, another day, another attack on another platform that most people haven't even heard of. To throw back to our earlier segment where you have, say Bitcoin, which has been tried, tested, and true for quite a long time. I just have a hard time trusting many of these smaller platforms that just haven't been around long enough, haven't been checked thoroughly enough, and these kinds of coding errors just seem to pop up on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. So yeah, I'm just kind of meh about that. What do you say, Will?
I think we got to get different names in DeFi finally. Like, we're done with the food tokens. Now you give me Platypus Exchange and then gets hacked. Like, it's hard to take this all seriously, even though a lot of people lost money. Like, let's get some real names out there, people.